Hey everyone, Brandon here, and I'm back with another action figure review, this time from the DC Comics Super Hero Showdown. In front of us is a Batman 5-pack by Mattel that spans across the 5 different universes in which Batman lives. It'll be interesting to see. I have all 5 counterparts of these figures, so if you're a collector, we can find out whether or not this 5-pack is right for you and if you should buy it. If we take a look at our Batman figures, we have the Justice League Unlimited Batman, this time in some new 52 colors. We have the DC Comics or DC Comics Unlimited Batman figure. Looks to be the same as his previous release. We have the standard Dawn of Justice Batman. We have the Total Heroes Batman. And we have the Justice League or Batman the Brave and the Bold Batman figure. If we take a look at some of the box art on the side, we see all 5 figures. It says DC Comics Super Hero Showdown, and they all look like they're very, very bright figures. If we take a look at the back of the packaging, we see all 5 figures again with some nice background art of the city, Gotham, maybe Metropolis too. This is released for the Batman v Superman movie. I do not know if they will release other figures, other 5-packs, like maybe Wonder Woman or Aquaman, but we are definitely getting a Batman and Superman 5-pack. It says Batman the Ultimate Collection at the top. If we take a look at some of the other figures on the side, we see the standard Dawn of Justice figures, Shield Clash Superman, Wonder Woman, and Grapple Blast Batman. Other side of the box has the same thing. And that about does it for our figures in the box. So stay tuned, and we're going to see what these figures look like out of the packaging. Alright, so now we've got our figures out of the box. Before we take a closer look, it's important to know I only paid $40 for this set, and I picked them up at Toys R Us. I don't know if they were Toys R Us exclusive, but that's the only place that I've seen these. So we have this 5-pack for Batman. There's also a 5-pack for Superman. I know they released this set for Dawn of Justice. I don't know if we're going to get a Wonder Woman set, or a Cyborg, or a Flash, maybe Aquaman. I really have no idea, but we do have a set for both Batman and Superman. So being priced at $40, just off the top of my head, I know he's a $20 figure, and he's 10, and he's 10, and he's 10, and he's 10. So that puts us at about $60. So we're going to find out if we get what we pay for, or if this is really a great deal. Alright, so now let's dive in closer with these figures, taking a look first at the Justice League Unlimited Batman. I really dig the new 52 colors. I think it looks great. The new gray and black. Really, really good looking figure. I almost have no complaints. I did give him the stand. JLU figures are notorious for falling over. And it's important to know that this Batman figure from Justice League Unlimited, they tried to get as close as they can to the way that the cartoon looks. But as a result, he does have limited articulation. So, Batman has articulation in his neck, in his arm, and in his leg, and that's about it. But he's a really, really great looking figure. Again, I did not expect, the paint to do that. I guess it's just something you gotta see in person, but it looks great. If we compare him with his original release, I've got him right here, so you can kind of see what they look like side by side. My only gripe with the new Batman figure is that where his tights are, or where his trousers are, it's sculpted on. Why they would do that, I have no idea, because the previously released Batman, he's got no line there. It's not sculpted or anything. It's just the paint. So why they would go back to that, I have absolutely no idea. I'm a JLU diehard, so I had to have this 5-pack just for this figure. But it's interesting to see. If we take a look with the Superman that was released in his 5-pack, they look pretty good together. With a few other Justice Leaguers, just to give you an idea. They all look pretty good together. I really can't complain. He looks like an awesome figure and a great addition to my Justice League collection. Hopefully yours too if you get him. Alright, so now if we take a look at the next Batman from this 5-pack, we'll be looking at the DC Comics or DC Comics Unlimited Batman figure. Batman is a pretty interesting figure. He's got the most articulation out of probably all these figures in this 5-pack. He's got this grin on his face that I really, really do like. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a pretty mean grin, so I really do like that about this figure. If we take a look at Batman's articulation real quick, he's got movement in the neck. We've got movement at the shoulder, up and down, side to side. We've got movement at the bicep, movement at the elbow, and movement at the wrist. We also have an ab crunch, so that's great. And we have movement in the waist too. Also in the hips, up and down, side to side, above the knee, at the knee, and at the ankle. So pretty great articulation for this Batman figure. I really can't complain there. And he looks stunningly close to the way Batman looks in the New 52 comics. So I think that's pretty awesome. If we take a look at his previous counterpart, we have the second release for DC Comics Unlimited, or Batman Unlimited, whatever you want to call it. The original version of this Batman, he was colored kind of like this, kind of dull. But the second release, he's got some great metallic paint. So if you're in this 5-pack just for this Batman, you'd probably have better luck getting him single carded. Yeah, the paint on the original is way better than the one we got in the 5-pack. Still a great figure, great sculpt, but it doesn't stack up paint-wise. Alright, so now if we take a look at our next Batman, we've got the standard Dawn of Justice Batman. He really looks to be no different than his original release. If you collect the Dawn of Justice figures, and you've probably already got this Batman a couple times. But nonetheless, he's a great figure. Standard, basic paint. The cape is a rubbery material, so it does kind of leave a bit of a bad imprint if you twist it or crumble it the wrong way. It'll kind of stay like that. Batman's articulation it's okay for a 6-inch figure. Let's take a look. We've got neck rotation, movement at the shoulder, movement at the elbow, up and down, side to side. No waist articulation. Movement at the hip and at the knee. And that's about all the articulation that he's got. I do have the original release of this Batman from the card. He's right here. And they really look exactly the same. There is like zero difference. Maybe if the 5-pack Batman would have had some cooler paint, maybe more people would want it. Just a thought, but he really does look the same. Well, my Batman's even got a couple scuffs on his emblem, but you can see there's some pretty good texture there with it. So, you know, take it as you like it. He's an alright looking Batman from the regular Dawn of Justice figure line. But that's about it. Exactly the same. Alright, if we take a look at probably one of my favorites from this 5-pack, that would be the Total Heroes Batman. I really, really do like this figure just as a whole, and I have his original release, and I've liked him then too. The only thing that I probably don't like with these figures, with all the Dawn of Justice figures, I'm sorry, not the Dawn of Justice, the Total Heroes, is this over here on his shoulder. We have Superman's triangle on the shoulder, like the shoulder pad. I don't know if, let's see, there we go. Yeah, so why all these figures have this, I have no idea. I guess they sculpted it on Superman and just decided to keep it on all of them, which is pretty weird. Other than that, he's a great figure. On the back of the cape, or on his back of the belt, we see he's got these little pegs. That's to hold some artillery or some weapons. But this Batman comes with none. Other than that, he's a pretty good looking figure. Now if we take a look at Batman's articulation real quick, we've got movement at the neck, movement at the shoulder, up and down, side to side, movement at the elbow, up and down, and side to side, movement at the wrist. We do have waist articulation, movement at the hip, up and down, side to side, and movement at the knee, and at the ankle. So just keeping in mind, this is a really good looking figure for 10 bucks. The Total Heroes line was made for kids, so if you think about it, for 10 bucks we get a great 6-inch figure with a Superman S on his shoulder. But other than that, I mean, he's a great figure. I thought out of all the Total Justice figures, he was the best one. So he's worth picking up for sure. Here's the original release. They are exactly the same. The only difference really being that the original release Batman comes with accessories and the size of the bat emblem on the chest. Why, I have no idea, but his chest emblem is a lot bigger than his. It's thicker. So why that is, I have no idea. If we take a look now at the back, we can see this is what the storage unit is for on his belt with those pegs. It's to store some arsenal or weaponry. But the Total Heroes, Batman is a great figure. I really do like him. If we take a look now at our last Batman figure, that is the Justice League Batman, or Batman from Brave and the Bold. And he's a standard, regular figure. The biggest difference with these figures are the peg holes. I've got the original right here. So you may not notice a difference yet, but it's in these peg holes. See, I guess the originals from Brave and the Bold had these sockets, so you could create some ultimate figures with different weapons. But the new Justice League Batman figure has them all plugged up, all the holes. Even on his back, it's not there at all. So that's the biggest difference with these figures. Face sculpt is exactly the same, no difference there. I do not have the original release for this Justice League Batman, but he had some more lines on him, like some more New 52 lines, and this Batman doesn't have any of that, it's all gone. But really just the same figure, mass produced multiple times over. The only difference now is that this one has his holes plugged up. If we take a look at Batman's articulation real quick, we've got movement at the neck, movement at the shoulder, movement at the elbow, movement at the waist, and movement in the leg, the hip. And that's about it. Pretty basic figure, but he's pretty cool. If you like Batman the Brave and the Bold, they really never made an original figure. And if you want one with all the holes plugged up, and this is probably the figure for you. All in all, these figures are pretty great, and I would say that there is no size comparison needed because we've got such a big span, different variety. But I noticed something when I started to compare these to my other figures, specifically with one Batman in particular. But here we have a DC Universe Classics Flash and a Marvel Legends Daredevil. So, if we take a look, first with the Justice League Unlimited Batman, he's pretty short, but that's expected. All the JLU figures are that short. But now if we take a look at the DC Comics Unlimited Batman, he's actually much shorter than a DC Universe Classics figure should be. Why that is, I have absolutely no idea. Why he's so much shorter is beyond me. It should be the same sculpt, just retooled, but it's not. And if we take a look at the Superman figure from his 5-pack from the New 52, these figures, they stand exactly at the same height. So why that is, I have no idea. The New 52 figures from DC Comics are shorter than a regular DC Universe Classics figure. So keep that in mind. I was a bit let down by that. I kind of wanted New 52 representations to stand with my original classic figures. But the New 52 guys are just a little too short. If we take a look now at our next Batman, let's see, we have the Dawn of Justice Batman. He's supposed to be a 6-inch figure too, but he's again a little shorter. But that's expected by now with all these Dawn of Justice figures. They're just a little bit shorter than 6 inches where they should be. But for $10, a figure, it's still not bad. That's just the way it is. But I think he's a great figure either way. He doesn't need to stand with the 6-inch Marvel and DC characters. If we look at the Total Heroes Batman, he's a little shorter too, but not by much. Daredevil's a shorter figure by a little bit. Why that is, I don't know. He's just a shorter Marvel legend. But if you just stand him up with the rest of your 6-inch figures, he doesn't, stand out. He fits in pretty well. He doesn't look like he's that much shorter. I mean, obviously he is, but it's not too noticeable. And then if we look at the regular Batman figure, he looks to be pretty good in scale, for his own toy line. Nothing out of the ordinary here. He's supposed to be a shorter figure, so it's as expected. But all in all, pretty good Batman figure. The whole 5-pack, they really are a great bunch. So I have to say, I was really excited for this 5-pack. For $40, you really can't complain, especially if you don't have some of these Batmans. The New 52 paint on the JLU figure is great. I really do like them. So, overall, I would say it's really up to the buyer. I like this set for $40. I would buy it again. But it's up to you. If you already have some of these Batmen, maybe it's not the set for you. So just keep that in mind. But overall, I really do like this set. It's a great group of action figures. And it really does capture the history of Batman very well. I'd like to say before I go, thanks again, everyone, for all the views, all the likes, all the subscriptions. It really does mean a lot to me, and you guys are awesome. Thank you, YouTube. Alright, once again, this is Brandon with another action figure review, and I'm signing off. Thanks, guys.